Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 39,568, down 4.8%. Ethereum currently trading at 2587, up 0.01%. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. Let's have a look at the Ethereum tokens. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I'd like to let you know that everything I do for you is free. Twice a day, 7 days a week, I share my experience as a full-time technical trader with 20 plus years of experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Over many years, I created literally thousands of rules. Those rules were to help me personally take opportunities and not take heavy losses. Rule 661, never short or leverage until you are a professional. This is a really important rule. I've looked through the comments across YouTube, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. Unfortunately, there are some people that are trying to go short using leverage. It's a really, really dangerous thing to do. Unless you're a professional, in which case that's completely fine. You know what you're doing. Unfortunately, a lot of platforms will give you access to leverage. That means you just lose your money very, very quickly. I would suggest you never short or leverage until you are a professional. It's really important. I've seen comments about people losing a lot of money and money they can't afford to lose. Please, please be careful with your money. Rule 125, get rich slowly. This is incredibly important. When people are new to markets, they think about buying Lamborghinis and going on holidays and retiring. Unfortunately, you have to pay for your education in the market through losses. Those losses can be very steep. It's really important to be conservative and risk averse. Seek to get rich slowly, not quickly. That way you'll keep your money. Seneca, a Roman philosopher, said, "The highest wealth is the absence of greed." Seneca's application of that quote is in Rule 660, never go all in. I've seen so many channel owners say, go in, go all in, go all in. It's never going to come down. Please don't listen to that. Never go all in. If you do so, you will probably lose a lot of money. It's always good to have some spare cash laying around. Rule 174, the T-cube method trend we did in an earlier episode. We're looking at timing right now. We use the KS method for timing. First of all, we look through the news headlines for Bitcoin and understand from a perspective of someone that's completely new to crypto, what are the headlines telling us? Bitcoin and Ethereum down. Oh, that's pretty negative. That's not good. So what's this? Somebody denying Bitcoin mining. Denying Bitcoin mining? Oh, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I think denies is probably bad. Bitcoin below. Oh, that's bad. Ethereum up. Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm confused. One up, one down. Oh, Bitcoin slumps 6%. Oh, that sounds bad. Betting on tax bill FUD. 5 things to watch. What's this? I don't know. I have to read it. But tax, ugh, that's a bit ugly. Miners are up to something. Those naughty miners. What are they up to? Disregard. Saudi refutes Bitcoin mining claims. Calls it's false. Oh, it's false. It must be false. Whatever they say is right. Okay, that sounds negative. What makes Bitcoin so popular in India? Oh, Bitcoin's very popular. Bitcoin price slumps 5%. Oh, that's negative. The rally is cooling. That's even worse. The world's largest oil company denies Bitcoin is doing something. What you'll find with the news is the news generally reflects current sentiment, and that is this. What is the market actually doing? What is it looking like? If it is looking green, well, it's all positive, and if it's looking red, it's pretty negative. That's the news. Therefore, we can't really bank the news. We have to go independently and assess what's happening. The KS method for timing always starts with the total crypto market cap. We want to understand how all the different tokens, coins in the market are moving just on one chart. This is what this shows us. That's a bit of a jam. What we can see, total crypto market cap is $1.583 trillion. It's coming up to a level of structural resistance. We then dig in and see what Bitcoin is up to. We can see Bitcoin was looking really strong here, but this structural resistance is also quite strong. We were expecting a bit of a pushback. Now, what's happened here? Bitcoin has come down to this support line, but is currently underneath it. That is showing weakness. When something is not above, when there's fresh air below a support line, that fresh air is forcing it away. That's a bit of a jam. Okay, what's happening with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is currently trading at 39,579, has support below at 39,235 and 38,813. It has resistance above at 39,706 and 41,42. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, you'll see Rule 19 in play, sharp angles reverse. Let's have a look. We can see one sharp angle reversing, another sharp angle reversing. We always know the price is always moving in a wave, coming up and down, up and down, up and down. This is quite normal. If you've managed to go through the previous trend episode just before this one, you'll know what the overall trend is. Also, there's an amazing amount of information there that will help you sleep very well at night. In the last 24 hours, there was approximately $70 billion worth of Bitcoin sent, an average per hour of nearly $3 billion per hour over the last 24 hours, at an average transaction value of around $375,000. We can see the reward for the last 24 hours was about $36.4 million. The number of active addresses over the last 24 hours was around 617,000. Looking at the Bitcoin All Exchanges estimated leverage ratio, we see the leveraged increase and now it's decreasing. It's just up just a fraction. Turning to the Bitcoin futures markets, we can see the perpetuals are mainly short. If we have a look into the futures, they're a little bit mixed, but they're turning short. If we look at the number of margin longs measured in Bitcoin, we see from a relative perspective that they're decreasing. The number of margin shorts measured in Bitcoin, this red line, is pretty flat line at current prices. Hopping across to options, we see 18,775.2 open interest. Max pain, the price at which most options expire worthless, is $36,000 for the options expiration at the end of this month. Let's do exactly the same thing as we did with Bitcoin with Ethereum, ETH. ETH is currently trading at 25.90, structural resistance above at 26.09 and resistance above that 26.79. There's support below at 25.48 and at 2500. We can see very strong price action for Ethereum currently. You'll notice all these community requests. We're a very community-driven channel. In fact, I started this for the community. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a technical trader who's been trading for a very long time. I love helping the community out. If you ever have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm quite happy, well, more than happy to cover it. That's what I love to do. Ethereum sent in the last 24 hours was worth $4.4 billion. Average per hour was around $184 million. That's a lot, isn't it? Average transaction value was around 3,700. Rewards over the past 24 hours were nearly $43 million. And the number of active addresses over the last 24 hours was around 770,000. If we look into the estimated leverage ratio for Ethereum, we can see it's obeying the same kind of structure as Bitcoin does. It's decreasing, just a little bit of an uptake, but basically decreasing. Looking at the ETH futures market, the perpetuals, we can see they're primarily short. Popping across to the futures, we can see they're also short. That means the market is expecting price to decrease. The number of margin longs measured in ETH is this green line. We can see it increasing substantially. The number of margin shorts measured in ETH is also literally exponentially increasing. Having a look at ETH options for the options expiration date at the end of the month, we see total open interest of 133,949 with a max pain price of 2,200. 24-hour liquidations were 424.72 million across 67,796 traders. That's getting up to a reasonable level of volume. We're seeing a real trend developing here. If we go down and see across the past 12 hours, about 75% of liquidations were long. If we go down a little bit further, we see, oh, my mouse is out of control. We see very small liquidations realistically compared with these multi-billion-dollar liquidations up here. Let's zoom in. We can see a majority of long liquidations, as is backed up in the data. A bit of a knowledge gem here. When any market gets too profitable, there is a shift in sentiment. It could mean that the people who have made profit are wanting to take profit, but it is more likely that the shorts are cooling the market down. Just as when too many losses are made, the longs come in and heat the market up. When the liquidations get really high, over $1 billion, we start to add them to this price of Bitcoin, which actually has an overlay of the fear and greed index as well, to help you to understand what is actually occurring. You can also see the options expiration max pain number is in here in red. We're tracking that. A lot of people thought that Bitcoin would just blow off and go straight up like a rocket. That's not normal price action. The probabilities were that Bitcoin would have to do a wave down, create a higher low somewhere around, and then keep on going. The trend is overwhelmingly positive for Bitcoin at current time. So it's very good. This is a great buying opportunity. Now let's have a look at fear and greed. Yesterday it was greed at 60. Now it is neutral at 48. If we look at the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator, we can see stablecoins are being deployed into Bitcoin, which is raising the price up. Because things are a little bit overheated at the current time, the price has rallied too high too quickly. As a result, the shorts have come in to cool the market down. The shorts say, chill out Bitcoin, time to go down. And the longs say, no, that's not fair. We want it to go up. This is just normal part of price action. We're just keeping our eye on the stable coins. If Tether comes under a Department of Justice probe, we would expect Tether supplies, circulating supply, to be transferred either into alts, Bitcoin, or possibly concurrently into USDC, BUSD, DAI, and PAX, which are the nearest stablecoins. We can just keep our eye. This is confined to 1 month to just give us a decent view of the data. We can see Tether is increasing slightly. USDC is on a romp. BUSD is going up. DAI is going up. PAX is going up. There's around $62 billion worth of Tether in the market. If Tether has a problem, we would expect USDT to have a massive short put on it. A short put down is short. So we would expect this to have billions and billions of dollars in it. It doesn't currently. Let's look at the futures. The futures suggest something else. Everything looks good with Tether currently, but we need to monitor this every day. Let's have a look at the top 7. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, and USDC. Looking at the 24-hour greatest percent gainers, Quant, Digibyte, Terra, Stablecoins. We don't worry about those too much. Let's have a look the other way. Largest 24-hour percent losses, Sia Coin, IOTA, iCoin, Synthetics, 0x, Phantom, and SushiSwap. Let's look at the 7-day greatest percent gainers. Quant, Rune, Anchor, Neo, Sia Coin, Flow, and Terra. Let's go the other way. Greatest losses over the past 7 days. Telcoin, Internet Computer, T-Fuel, Algorand, DOGE, Sushi, and MDEX. Just a bit of a gem here. The reason that we look across all of this, we want to get a really, really good feeling for the market. We want to understand what different things look like. You understand maxpain prices, how options are moving. You understand perpetuals. You understand futures. You understand a whole lot of things. It's just getting silently embedded into your consciousness. It's really, really cool. And then when you understand people writing news stories, you'll say, hang on a sec, that's not right. And they do it a lot, I gotta tell you. Let's have a look at Binance derivatives. 24-hour trading volume was $65.1 billion. 24-hour open interest, $7.1 billion. The reason that we look at these percentages, which is the change in the price of the contract, the derivatives contract of the past 24 hours, is it gives us an idea of the immediate strength or immediate weakness inside the market in terms of interest. We can see a lot of downward price pressure on Bitcoin, not so much in Ethereum. You can see around 5% down, negative 5% for Bitcoin, but literally 0%, 0.1% down for Ethereum. Let's check down a bit further. We can see very low percentages. There's not really a massive sell-off. This can give us some kind of concept on what the market is actually doing or not doing. It's very, very valuable, actually. Very few greens in the market. Kava, 4.6%. That's nothing great. Anchor, 5.9%. We can see Sia Coin, negative 10.2%. That's under a lot of price pressure. This is helping us to gauge an understanding of the market at the kind of molecular level, if you like. Alice, NFT play, 8.1%. Things tend to move in groups. So we would expect when Alice starts to go, Axie Infinity, Mana, T-Fuel, they all kind of work together. That's a little gem for you. Let's have a look. Going down a little bit further, we just go to the other futures and wrap that one up. Just a bit to understand shorts and longs. When in the money, in and out of the money, when a particular thing, such as Ethereum, is basically green, that means it's in the money. There's a lot of profit. That becomes a shorting target. You can go down, for example, here, the graph. There's a lot of losses sitting in the graph. That is a long target. It's really interesting that when you look through this, you can gain a really good understanding of what could be shorted and what could be longed. I don't suggest you short anything. Anytime you go and grab a derivative, such as a short or a long, you're actually borrowing from somebody else. You can have unlimited losses and limited gains on these things depending on which way you go. It's really important to be very cautious. I suggest always buying at spot until you're an expert. Experts are consistently profitable. A lot of people look for excitement in the stock market as well as the crypto market. If you're looking for excitement, please don't look in the crypto market. The excitement that you get will not be what you want. It's so violent in crypto. I suggest Rule 307. Excitement is a delayed fill. Now you say, Ken, what are you talking about? Delayed fill? I don't even know fill. A delayed fill is what occurs when you place orders, limit orders at support levels in the market. When you've had a big strong wave up, you would just naturally expect price to come down. It's all part of natural price action. That's how you can get a lot of excitement in the market. That's how you want to wire your mind. It's really important. If you wire your mind in terms of, I'm missing out, and you buy it market up here, by the time price has gone down and just done a natural retrace, you can think you've got it all wrong, and you can sell thinking, I must have misread that, and then it goes up again. It's a horrible feeling. When you buy limit orders at support going down, the excitement is how low can you go? It's awesome. Fear of missing out drives a lot of people's behavior. I would just like to show you something. This is a real gem and it's very profitable when you understand it. Bitcoin is 38.6% from its all-time high. When price goes from its current price back to the all-time high, it will go up 62.8%. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at Binance Coin. It's 51.8% below its all-time high. When it just recovers its all-time high, it will go up 107%. XRP is 80.7% below its previous all-time high. When it gets that all-time high, it will go up nearly 420%. This is the power of buying when things are low. But you have to be careful. You've got to buy strength as well. And you can do that through technical analysis. Returning to BNB, Binance Coin is currently trading at 334.81. There is resistance above at 339. And also around that particular level, you'll get hit with this structural resistance. Support below is 327.48 and 318.46. Cardano is currently trading at 133.20, support below at 131.15 and 128.48. It has resistance above at 137.43 and 140.06. XRP is holding this support line quite well. It's exhibiting a lot of strength. It's currently trading at 75.29. It has resistance above at 77.37 and 79.00. It has support below at 73.85 and around 71.49. Looking at Dogecoin now, it's currently trading at 26.38. It has support below at 19.990 and 18.753, resistance at 21.095 and 22.200. If you look at Dogecoin, you can see weakness developing here. It's under that line. It's always good to compare alts to alts to alts to alts, as many as you can compare. Just don't focus on your beloved altcoin. Have a look at everything. It will make you incredibly powerful. That's a real knowledge gem for you. Polkadot is doing so well. Look at that power. You really always want power inside your beloved alts. The more power they have, the more profit and return that you will make. It's quite funny. Rect reached out to me in the comments and said, Ken, you talk about fresh air. This is fresh air above a line. When the price is not coming down and hugging it, it's called fresh air. He said, Rex said, oh, you're talking about all this fresh air. Well, I don't understand. You buy its support on the way down and you want fresh air. I'm confused. You gotta love Rex. He's got a great sense of humor and also very intelligent. What you're really looking at is that price is always moving in a wave. So setting buy orders down to get the wave down is always a good process to accumulate. Hopefully by the time you're seeing really strong amounts of fresh air, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Anyway, when you have a lot of fresh air, hopefully you're already positioned in there. And it's a good thing to be positioned in. If you were following Polkadot really closely and it did this big spike up, you know that these, especially straight up spikes, look at that. Oh my goodness. It's vertical, literally 100% vertical. When they do that, they're unsustainable. Price can't be maintained like that. So they would come back, that price would come back. It came back 1, 2, 3 support levels. If you were wanting to get in at this price, say you time travel back in history and you were there and said, oh, I'm going to miss out, I'm going to miss out. And then Ken's voice is echoing in the back of your mind. Buy it support, buy it support. You say, oh, Ken, okay, buy it support, buy it support, buy it support, buy it support, buy it support. You would have got quite a few of those supports filled. It's really the best way to go. You can see just from what we were showing before, the concept of the percentage from the all-time high back to the all-time high. Let's pick a better one. XRP, 80%, all the way back to 19%. But we were talking about DOT. DOT is 63% below its ATH, which is all-time high. When DOT reaches back to conquer its all-time high, victoriously marching up, it will have improved in percent terms 172%. That's the power of buying down. Let's have a look at Chainlink. Link is currently trading at 22,641. It has support below at 22,348, 21,807 and 21,280. You could use these as buy levels at limit orders if you wish to enter. Not financial advice, of course, but if you were wanting to scale in, you should always think about putting limit order buys. I would put them way down. Now, why would I do that? Because crypto is so crazy volatile. If you get one very enormous spike down, you can end up slurping up all those orders, and it is incredibly profitable. You can never pick a top or a bottom, so you don't even try. You just seek to get excitement from getting the lowest possible buy order filled. Wow, how exciting is that? Also, another little knowledge gem is that you can go between support lines if you wish. You can go in between. There's a lot of ways to do this kind of dollar cost averaging or layer buying. Let's have a look at resistance above Link's current price, 23,132 and 23,654. Good on you, Link. You're doing really well. Needs a bit of applause. Oh, look at all that fresh air there. Solana is currently trading at 34,847. It has support below 33,916, 32,464 and 31,604. Resistance above at 35,274 and 37,348. I'd just like to point something out, just a little knowledge nugget. When you see a breakdown like this, it doesn't mean that uptrend is over, but it does show weakness. The lower it pierces below, the more amount of weakness is showing. I hope that helps. THETA is currently trading at 5,859, literally just at support now. There's another lower level of structural support at 5374 and then normal support at 5064. These levels are quite spaced out because they're structural by nature. You can always put, if you wanted to enter into THETA, you can always put your buy orders in between these lines of support. Let's have a look at resistance. Resistance above would be playing in at approximately 6149, and there's another level of resistance above at 6490. MATIC is another community favorite. So many people love MATIC in our community. MATIC is trading at 105,900. It has support below at 101,203 and 95,360. Resistance above at 112,672 and 118,745. We can see that MATIC is quite well supported by this support line. VeChain is also a community favorite. When we look at VeChain, what do we see here? This support line, what's happened? It's kind of moving to the other side. It showed a lot of strength. That showed a lot of strength here, and then wobbled around, tried to get over it, kind of failed to get over it. It's being supported by this line currently. We'll just keep our eye on it, but that shows a little bit of weakness at this current time. That doesn't mean you should sell it or anything. I think maybe the best way to think about this, we're in the bull market phase. Anytime that you dollar cost average in, you buy at layers, at limit orders of support, or in between them as well. That's really good. You know how those percentages work for you. Many people don't know about how percentages work in the market. Okay, let's have a look at VET. VET is currently trading at 86.78, has support below at 84.65 and 80.45 is structural. Resistance above at 87.80 and 93.68. AVAX is currently trading at 13.067. It has support below at 12.908, 12.513 and 12.091. It has structural resistance coming into play at 13.476 and resistance above that at 13.862. You'll notice that this support line drawn here, and you'll notice another support line drawn up here. See this fresh air in between them. The AVAX is showing a bit of strength. It's holding this higher support line quite well. It has a degree of support through this level as well. One really big knowledge gem. Hopefully more people are watching this and not just focusing in on their specific alt. But if you are focused in on this and it's not your alt, I have to say you're awesome already. Can you please put in the comments something like yeehaw or go for it or something cool like that if this is not your coin and you're watching this at this stage, because I want to know who you are. That's awesome. Really, it's awesome. Because you've put such a great investment of your time into acquiring knowledge to make yourself more of a financial blessing to yourself and others, I'd love to share this with you. This is a really important knowledge gem that not a lot of people know. Have a look here. I've added circulating, total supply, max supply, issued 89.4%. When you have a coin, say XRP, there's only 46% issued. Look at BUSD, 109%. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Link, 44.3%. I'll explain what these mean in a minute. THETA, 100% issued. What does that mean? If it's all issued, nobody can dump it on the market. They can't control the price. It's out there. Let's look at ICP. Only 29% is issued, and ICP has taken an absolute hammering. Let's have a look at some other low ones. Luna, 28.78%. This is good. Maker, 99.4%. When you get really high numbers, you can feel more confident that it's hard for people to mess around with the price. Look at Axie Infinity, only 20.5% is actually issued. That means the circulating supply is about 55 million. The total supply is 270 million. That's why it's 20%. That means over time, we're going to get more and more of these millions getting pushed into circulating supply. What happens to the price then? What do you think? This is another gem for you. It's going to go down because it's just there's more supply hitting the market. 18% for H-bar. It doesn't mean you should avoid these particular coins. It just means you need to be aware of it. Look at sushi. Wow, very creative. 336% issued. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, what are some other ones? I really like seeing 100% or above 90% of issued allocation into circulating supply. It makes me feel very confident that it's hard to manipulate on price. But we need to go a little bit deeper. I want to give you another gem. I love giving you gems. This is also quite good. This is into the block. Now, what do we notice about this whale concentration? When this is Bitcoin, this is 2% whale concentration. That is good. You want the lower, the better. Tether is a stablecoin, so we don't worry about that too much. Same. Dogecoin, 43% of the whales own the majority of the supply. This is always a bit concerning, and you combine that with circulating supply and issued to understand the percentages. Uniswap, 57% of whales are concentrating their ownership. What else do we have? So, no, don't worry about that one. Polygon, 80%. Aave, 72%. FTX token, 91%. Now, what does this mean? It means that the whales can play with the price. It's hard for the whales to play with the price of Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Ethereum is quite low. That's why a lot of people are interested in these two. They tend to be more solid. Look at Cardano at 4%. That's really good. Bitcoin Cash, 6%. It's not the only metric that you can use, but it certainly is something interesting to look at. There's a really great quote from Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man. He said, "Great investing requires a lot of delayed gratification." He's really talking about layer buying. In both your trading and investing, patience is really, really important. You need to delay your excitement and transform your excitement into getting lower level buys filled. Filled just means triggered. I like to say that your layer buys, let's go and have a look at a chart. That'd be fun. For example, if Bitcoin was up here looking like it was going to romp away outside the universe, you would say, yeah, price moves in waves. So I'm going to put my buy orders here at limit, here, 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 all the way down as far as you can go, concentrating your firepower. And then you just think of your buy orders like sitting around the pool, drinking a beer or a pina colada or whatever. They're just chilling, and you're chilled because you know what you're doing. You're waiting for the buy orders to fill because you know the trend. You know it's positive. Everything is good. So from that perspective, you look at it, you get the gratification, you get excitement when you get a really low order filled, when you see a sharp spike down and all the orders get slurped up, yum, 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 all the way back. And instead of getting a sharp spike up, you get a sharp spike down, and then it comes back up, sharp angles reflecting. It's a really, really great way. That's such a gem for you. I'd like to do a shout out to our moderators for keeping our community safe. You're just wonderful people. Thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome to our small community. It's really nice to have you. You'll find our community is just a group of awesome people. We have groups on Facebook, Discord, of course the community on YouTube, and you can reach out to me at Twitter as well. All our groups are 100% free, and everything I do for you is free as well. I hope you've enjoyed the content and you found it useful. If you would like to subscribe to YouTube, that would be awesome. You can keep on top of all these videos. I send a video out at least once a day, 7 days a week. No rest for me. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. I'd just like to let you know as well that you can just reach out in the comments and ask me whatever you would like to ask. If it helps you and helps the community, absolutely. I'm 100% behind it. In between episodes, stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.